Hi guys, welcome back and welcome to my first impression of the Lethal Cosmetics After Dark palette. Very excited about this palette. The color story is just screams to me, and this is my first ever time trying Lethal Cosmetics. I have wanted to try them for quite some time, and today is finally the day. Before we jump into the first impression and all of the palette information, I would like to say hi if you're new here. My name is Annie. This is @beauty. I am a 40-something lover of color who believes that you can have fun with color at any age. If that sounds like something that is interesting to you, I'd love it if you'd stick around and join my tiny little community, my tiny little portion of the internet, and subscribe down below. So with that little spiel out of the way, let's talk about this palette. So this palette is retails for $47 US, but then of course you have to get it from Germany to US, so you do have to pay for shipping. Shipping was $19, which brought my total for this palette alone to $66. Now, if you spend $150 on Lethal site, shipping is free. But like I said, I did only purchase this palette, and now I'm kind of kicking myself because I really want the liners that were released with this. I will put a little picture up here on the screen so you can see what those look like. And I will probably wind up purchasing that because I really want them. Anyways, so $66 total is what I paid for this. I ordered this on Saturday, June 27th at launch day at 3 a.m. Pacific time. I woke up, I set my alarm just so I wouldn't miss this. I wanted it that badly. So it took 10 days to arrive to me. That's 10 days including weekends and the holiday weekend. So I actually received this yesterday, which was Monday, July 6th. So 10 days total. If I take out the Sundays, which are non-mail days here in the US, and the holiday of July 4th, it took 7 working days to get here. So for my $66, including shipping, you receive 12 shades in this palette, 8 are mattes and 4 metallics. Let's go ahead and take the little sleeve off. I should say too, on the back of this little sleeve, it has got all of the shade names written down for you there, which I kind of really appreciate. And then the palette itself looks exactly like the sleeve. The back of it, of course, has those little holes so you can pop the pans out and rearrange them, replace them should you go through a shade, which is one of, I think, the best things about singles is, you know, when you have like your favorite palette and then you hit pan and then you don't have that shade anymore, it's so sad. What I love about singles and things like that is that you can just replace it and you don't have to replace the whole palette. So that being said, let's open it up and look at the color story. I mean, come on. This is so beautiful, and it's like so me and just what I want in a palette. It's absolutely stunning and definitely goes with the whole vibe that they tried to create. So I'm just going to kind of read a little bit off the website. So it says for the After Dark palette, it's a 90s and vaporwave inspired shadow palette with 12 brand new pastel matte, neon, metallic, and duochrome shades in our tried and true magnetic formula. Includes a free sticker sheet for decorating your palette. Here's the sticker sheet. These stickers are very cute, very reminiscent of the 90s, what with the Game Boy and this, you know, these kind of patterns and things like this. Very reminiscent. I don't really use stickers, but there is that. Of course, Lethal Cosmetics is vegan and cruelty-free, so if that's important to you, then this is definitely something that you might be interested in, especially if this color story speaks to you. Of course, Lethal has the whole build your own palette system, which I have a couple palettes saved that I really also want. I'm kind of obsessed right now. So yes, I guess that's enough about the palette. Let's just kind of dive in and go ahead and create a look. So when I first looked at this palette, my first thought was, oh, I want to take this blue and this pink and this purple and I want to run them through my crease, and you know, then I want to put like, you know, this shimmer on the lid. And then I realized that's pretty much exactly what I did when I did my first impression of the Muse Beauty Impressionism palette. So I changed my mind. What I'm going to do today is I'm actually going to go in with this shade here. Let me get my little thing. Let's see what we've got here. I guess that is Proxy. So Proxy, which is this kind of teal shade. And then I'm going to go with Sequins. And then I am going to use this purple, which is called Overdrive. And then on my lid, I haven't quite decided, but what I think I'm going to do is use Synth and Overdrive on my lid. We shall see if that's the way it turns out. But let's go ahead and zoom on in a bit so you can see what I'm doing. I have already primed my eyes using my MAC paint pot. That is what I always do. I am going to take this little cover off the mirror so that I can actually use it. And let's go ahead and get started. So I think what I'm going to do, like I said, is I'm going to start with Proxy. I've got the little sleeve in front of me so I can hopefully remember what these names are. And I am going to pick Proxy up on, if I can find the brush that I'm looking for. This is like my life. I should just pull the brushes out before I even get started, and then I wouldn't do this all the time. Where's the brush I want? Okay. This is there. All right. Now that the hunt is over, I'm going to use the Luxie 229 tapered blending brush. It is clean. It's just stained right now. And again, I'm going to go into Proxy, which is that teal shade, and I'm just going to pop it here in the inner portion of my eye. That is really nicely pigmented. It's pretty. There is a little bit of kick up in the pan, but nothing like terrible. That's really pretty. It blended out so nicely. Again, there is a little tiny bit of kick up in the pan, but nothing worth noting. And I have zero fallout on my face from that shade. Next up, we are going to pick up this purple shade, which is Sequins. So that is this kind of lavender shade here. And we're just going to put that right next to that teal. And to do that, I am using my Luxie 231 small tapered blending brush. And I'm just going to pop that down there. This one is a little more kick-uppy. I'm not going to worry too much about what's going on down here because I am going to do a cut crease today. Very pretty shade. Very pretty shade. I will say, after having used that Muse Beauty palette and just been so blown away by that formula, this is not as easy to blend as those shadows. Those shadows pretty much did all of the work for you. These ones you have to work a little bit harder for that really nice even blend, but they are pretty. And they are pigmented and they do blend. Like I said, that formula was incredible. That's an incredible palette. Okay, so now it's time to go in with the darkest shade, which is called Night Call. This one here. And I am going to pick that up on my trusty It Cosmetics crease brush. Again, it's just stained. I use all these shadows that stain constantly. And because it's a first impression and because I'm a creature of habit, I'm going to go ahead and do kind of a winged out shape. It's what I do. It's my favorite way to wear shadow, so I always feel like if I'm doing a first impression, I should probably do my shadow how I would normally like to do it. This is really pretty. That is a really pigmented purple. Really nice. Purples can be so hard and often end up patchy so easily that, yeah, this is beautiful. Again, I'm not trying to blend this really on top of anything. I think that that's where a lot of like issues often arise with patchiness. When you go in with one of these really dark shades and try to blend it on top of shadows that are already down, sometimes I feel like you can really create a mess. I'm just slightly blending it into that shade Sequins. That's very pretty. I like that. That went down very easily. That was easy and required pretty much no effort at all. I'm just going to go in with a little bit more of Sequins, which is that light lavender shade, and I'm just going to lightly kind of blend that all together, just using little bitty circular motions, just to make sure we've got everything there where those two meet, looking beautiful. I really, really like that. I think that is absolutely stunning. And just because I feel like it, and there is a white in this shade, which is called Frequency right up here in the corner, I am just going to take a little brush and I'm just going to blend along that top edge to see if I can like diffuse those shadows even just a smidgiest more. I'm going to take that on this BH Cosmetic. This is from the, I don't know, Take Me Back to Brazil collection, I think. And I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that white and I'm just going to blend right along the top edge just to really diffuse those shadows. I don't often do this, but why not? Okay, I'm very happy with where that is right now. I am going to go ahead and cut my crease. I'm just going to do that off camera. I'm just going to do like a half cut crease, standard what I typically do, again because I really like that shape on my eyes. And then I will be back and we will apply the shimmers. Hold on one second. Okay, so I did add some NYX Glitter Primer on top of my ABH eye primer. So we're going to go in with, I think what we're going to do is go ahead and stick with that original plan I had. So this is the shade Synth, which is this really pretty kind of lavender silvery color. It's really gorgeous. I'm going to try that first with a brush to see how that goes. And I'm going to pop it here on the outer, oh, that's so pretty. The outer portion of my cut crease here. I'm going to take it, I guess, mostly across the lid. And of course, make sure I get up there. That's really nice over this primer. With a brush, it's really pretty. That's gorgeous. I am going to go in with my finger here in a few minutes and kind of amp it up. It's what I typically like to do. And I'm just kind of patting it into place and bringing it into that shade Night Call. I will go back with a little bit more of that as well. That's very pretty. It does have kind of like a blue shift to it, which I think is absolutely gorgeous. For the front part of my eye, we're going to go in with Overdrive, which is this gorgeous silver shade here. I will wind up wrapping that into my crease as well. I mean, not my crease, into my inner corner as well once I get to that part. So we're going to pick a little bit of that up using the same brush. I just flipped it over and pop that here. That is so pretty. That looks like just a really gorgeous true silver shade. Absolutely stunning. Really pretty, and these two shades just blend so nicely into one another. Gorgeous. All right, let's go ahead and see how these do with a finger. I'm going to start with Overdrive, which is that silver, and oh, that really is nice. I'm just going to pop it here. Wow, right on top. That is beautiful. And then we'll go in with Synth. Yeah, Synth on the finger. Look at this. Focus. That is just such a lovely shade, if it will ever focus. So pretty. Really, really pretty. Definitely has a little bit of a blue reflect in it. And we're just going to pop that. Wow. Totally amps up the shine, amps up the color when you use your finger. I'm a big lover of using my finger for these shadows. For, you know, matte metallics and shimmers in general. I know some people don't like to do it, but I prefer not to spray my shadows because I don't want to run the risk of hard panning them. So I like to use my fingers. I think it's great. It's not as precise, obviously, as a brush, but you'd get such amazing color payoff. So I still have a lot like stuck to my fingers. Okay, I'm gonna go in with that brush that I used with Night Call, and I'm just going to tap it over the edge there. I haven't added any additional product at this point. I just want to blend these shimmers into the matte. It is so pretty. I really, really like that. I think that's gorgeous. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing, of course, to the other eye. Yeah, see, I don't think I like this primer. It creases really bad on my old wrinkly eyes. Okay, so here is where I am, and I'm kind of in love. I'm not gonna lie. I think that is absolutely gorgeous. Oops, I forgot to use my brush over here. It's it's beautiful. So I do feel like I've lost a bit of the blue up here. So I want to bring a little bit of that back. And so I'm going to go in with a very, very small brush and just see if I can just amp that up just a smidgen. So I want to use, let's see which brush I want to use. I think I'm going to go in with this. This is just a little mini flat angled brush from Luxie. And I'm just going to pick up just a tiny bit of that and very, very carefully place it right here along that cut crease. Just to bring it back again. Yeah, I like that better. You can see just the difference there. It's just what it needed. And then using the same brush, just wiping it off. I'm going to do the same thing with that lavender shade. This is gorgeous. Okay, let's work on the lower lash line. I think what I want to do on the lower lash line is I think I'm going to use that pink. I love pink. It's my like all-time favorite color of life. You would think it would be purple considering my hair, but pink is my favorite. So I think what I really want to do is use that pink. So I'm going to bring a little bit again of this purple that I used on the outer shade, which is Night Call, and then I'm going to go in with the pink, which is called Cap Locks. So I'm just going to pick up a smudger brush to grab that purple and place it here in the outer portion of my lower lash line. Again, making sure that I blend it right up into that wing shape. So pretty. Using the same brush, just again wiping it off on my little color switcher thing here, and going in with Cap Locks, which is that beautiful vibrant pink. Making sure I blend those together. That's a really pretty pink. I can't wait to use this on my actual eyeball. Well, I guess not my actual eyeball, right? That's a gorgeous pink. I love that pink. And then because it's looking very, right now, very harsh, I'm just going to go in with this little Luxie mini round blending brush. And I'm just going to blend underneath there with no product on the brush. Just kind of hopefully diffuse all of that. Okay, not gonna lie, I love this. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Okay, so I need to add liner and some mascara and I guess some lipstick. I haven't decided what I want to put on my lips yet. And then I will be back to show you the final look and give you my thoughts, my first initial thoughts, not a review, just my initial thoughts. Hang tight 1 second. Okay, so while I was applying liner and all of that, I realized that I forgot to apply an inner corner highlight. So again, I'm just going to go in with Overdrive, which was this silver shade here. I do want to actually use a glitter glue with it today. I feel like I really want it to be super, super amped up and sparkly. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit more of that NYX Glitter Primer, and I'm just going to kind of tap it here in the inner corner. All right, then I'm going to go in with this little bitty Luxie mini round, what is this called? Yeah, just a mini round brush. And I'm going to pick up that shade and just plop it right there. Look, it's so pretty. It's just so bright and metallic. I love it. Oh my gosh. And just a little bit under my eye as well. Would have been better if I didn't have mascara, but what do you do? Okay, so here's the finished look. I'm going to go ahead and zoom you in so that you can see. That looks like about as far as we go. So here it is. I'm really, really happy with it. I will notice, and I don't know if it's picking up on camera at all, but I did notice when I went to put my liner on and everything got really up close and personal with my mirror that I did have a little bit of fallout from those metallic shades here on my cheek. Nothing like terrible and horrible, but it is there. And it doesn't really brush away, and it could be because, you know, I don't set my under eyes, so it is what it is. But yeah, here it is. I'm really, really happy with the way it all turned out. My liner today is Sour Lollipop from BeautyBarBaby. This is part of their Unicorn Candy Liners, which is, of course, their water-activated liners. So yes, this palette, so far, initial first impression, I actually really do like this. I think it's wonderful. The shades that I used today blended out really nicely, really beautifully. Again, I have to say I do like that Muse Beauty formula just a bit more. That I've never used shadows like those. I can rave forever about them. But these were very, very nice. The pigmentation's nice. They blended nice. I didn't have any fallout from the mattes on my face at all. Again, these glittery, shimmery shades here, I did get some fallout that could probably be avoided if you wet your brush first. But again, I personally don't like to wet my brush. I find that well, I just feel like I'm gonna hard pan my shadows and then that makes me sad. So overall, this is a really beautiful palette. I would say though, if you're going to order something from Lethal and you have the cash handy, it might actually be worth it to spend that $150 on their site. That way you don't have to pay $20 for shipping, because I do feel, it's a little painful. I understand why Europeans hate to buy things from America, because I'm sure that that's the shipping prices they pay all the time. Anyways, those are my first thoughts on this palette. I will be using this some more to kind of form my final opinion, so look for those videos. They will be up hopefully soon. I do have these 3 palettes here that I need to film with, and again, I have 2 more on the way. So hopefully I will have at least 1 more look coming with this, possibly 2. I might do another palette bingo with this. I really liked doing it with the Kaleidos makeup one, so this might be a fun one to do a palette bingo with as well. Anyhow, that's it for me today. I hope that you did enjoy today's video. If you did, please don't forget to hit that like button down below. And while you're there, scooch on over, hit subscribe, and next to subscribe is that little itty bitty bell. If you ring that bell, you will be notified of all my uploads, so you won't miss a single thing. And if you'd like to see more of me, I am on Instagram at @SeeMyBliss_beauty. It is the same thing that I am here. And with that, I will say goodbye. I hope you'll have a fabulous day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you next time. I am going to insert swatches now here, so enjoy those.